Welcome to part 3 of our security lab. In this section, we are going to completely replace the OAuth 2.0 scheme we just built with the modern JWT validation flow. So OAuth 2 scheme was in part 2. So if you have not seen the part 2, please do visit the part 2, which will be in the cards and also in the description below in this video. And to do this correctly and without any conflicts, we'll start with a full cleanup of all the old OAuth components, and then we will implement a robust two-policy flow to handle the JSON Web Token validation according to Apigee's security best practices. Finally, we'll generate a test token and confirm that our new security scheme works as expected. So the first and most important step is to ensure a clean state. I will list these steps and then we'll go to our console cloud for Apigee. Now we'll navigate to the develop tab of our proxy. To avoid any conflicts or ambiguity, we are going to remove every trace of the previous OAuth 2 implementation. This means we'll first delete the verify access token policy from the pre-flow. Next, we'll delete the entire conditional flow name verify access token flow. And then we'll also delete the generate access token flow, and then the policy will itself be deleted. Okay. And once this is done, our proxy is completely free of OAuth and ready for our JWT implementation. So we'll do these steps on the Cloud Console. So let's go back to the Cloud Console. So I've got this Security Lab proxy and Develop tab in front of, this overview, develop and debug. So I brought I'm starting from a clean slate where we left at the part 2, it is revision 5, and click on the Develop tab. So you'll see all of these things. These two policies are there, which we need to delete. So we have got this workflow, entire diagrammatic flow. Now what we'll do is we'll delete these policies one by one. So first I will go for the generate access token. You can also start with the verify access token removal and then go to generate access token. But because it is showing on top, I will choose this one. It doesn't matter. The order doesn't matter. So click on this policy, and because it is attached to this flow, so I have to delete the flow first. That is the reason. This flow, you can see generate token flow, and I will just go there and delete it. And then I'll come back and go to generate access, not used in any flow, so I can delete that. Now likewise, we'll also delete this OAuth version 2 verify access token. So because it is attached to proxy endpoint, this verify access token flow in default, so we'll go there and bring back the code. And so this step was already deleted, say empty. Now verify access token flow. Verify access token flow, we'll delete this one. And we'll get rid of this step and end step. In fact, I would think that, let's clean it up, just request also, because these are empty. Okay. Request and end request. Okay. And save it. Save as a new revision. I will not yet deploy. Deployment can come later. Revision 12. Okay. So after a full cleanup, let's see the next step. The pre-processing policy. So we'll add our first new policy to the pre-flow. Now we'll click the plus button, plus step, and select an assign message policy. Here it is assign message policy, and we'll name it this. and it prepares the request for validation. Now this policy is crucial and does two things. First, it securely sets our secret key, in this case the simple string my secret. This is the secret key. I just wanted to keep it simple, so that's why I chose a small length of key, and assigned variable is JWT string. Okay, now this is a private variable that I am putting it into. So private.jwt underscore secret key, and this will be a pure JWT string. Assigned variable name is pure JWT string. And now another purpose it solves is that it solves a common issue by taking the full authorization header and stripping the first 7 characters. So full authorization header, in the full authorization header, it strips the first 7 characters, that is the word bearer, and to the space, and the space also after bearer, which is 6-lettered, plus the space to isolate the pure token. Now we store this in a new variable called JWT string. Okay, JWT string. So we'll do that. So on to this proxy endpoint default. Okay, and here we'll add a conditional, not a conditional flow. No, this is the place, preflow, request preflow, add policy step, and create new policy, and we'll make it assign message. Look for ESS assign message. All right, and give it the name assign message pre-process JWT. Display name I am leaving because it will be automatically taken when it will be filled from the value that we will put in the XML markup. So click on add, and then edit it with the value, with the information, with the markup that I have got on my clipboard. That is, I have already done this. As we have discussed, assign variable, it is got a private variable, private.jwt secret key, and the value is my secret. To keep it simple, we will do it in the next step, how this my secret key will be used. And also we got another variable named JWT underscore string, and which will extract, which will actually take out from the request header the first 7 characters. So the bearer, the word bearer, and a space, and then it will give us the pure token. Okay, at this stage again we can save this. All right, now let's move on to the step 3, the next step. And this step, with our pre-processing done, in the previous step we have done our pre-processing, we can add the second policy. So again we'll click the plus step right after the first policy and select verify JWT policy. Now this configuration here is now very clean. For the secret key, we don't hard code a value. Instead we use the ref attribute. Okay, we use the ref attribute, ref here, private.jwt secret key variable we created a moment ago in the previous slide. And for the source of the token, we pointed directly to our JWT string variable. This is the source of this token, which contains the pure extracted token. This ensures the policy only sees the data it needs to see. And now we'll save the proxy. So we'll make these changes. Again, we'll get back to our Cloud Console and we'll add this JWT. Again, getting back to this diagram, request preflow, click on and add a policy step, create new policy, and this is the JWT. Look for JWT, verify JWT policy, and give it this name. We'll give this the name verify JWT policy, and display name I am leaving empty at the moment, JWT dash, and we'll change it very soon. So this is already there. It is already done, JWT dash. Okay. Now we'll change this verify JWT also with the custom code that I have got on my clipboard. So Control V and then save it. So now this will be verify JWT policy as per the display name. Now here I can find that I have got this token which is hanging. It is not used in any flows. Ideally it should have been done earlier, but there is no harm. I can delete this policy now, so delete it. Okay, and then save it. Saved revision 12. So revision. So as many revisions, as many savings as you do, it will be in the same revision. Okay. Now let's see the next step, which is generate a sample JWT. Now it's time to test our work. First we'll go to this website jwt.io to create a sample token. Okay, let's do this. So what we'll do is we'll make sure that I am on the encoder tab, which is here. By default it opens up JWT decoder, which is the wrong one, but I'll have to go switch over to this JWT encoder tab. And algorithm is already selected as HS256, and here the secret is that I have to enter my secret. By default there is a valid secret was there, but it will have to be changed with my secret. That is our secret to be used in this. So you can see that it has already changed. So if I change one character, you can see it is changed. So my secret. Okay, now here I'll have to copy it. Okay, my secret, that means this JSON Web Token or JWT that is generated, this is generated exclusively for my secret. So it is signed by this secret key, my secret. Okay, this is very important and it will be used in the next step of testing. Now, before testing, next step will be testing. We'll have to deploy it first. So deploy it as revision 12. Deploy, confirm, yes. You can see it is deploying. Now before testing, I find here in our revision, it's already deployed to this revision. These steps are generate token flow and verify access token flow. These steps are still there. So let us delete them. Delete and delete, delete. Okay, so they are no more there. Now we are ready for the testing. Okay, so let's see the PowerPoint slideshow. We have gone through these steps already on the jwt.io. Select the JWT encoder tab at the top, set the algorithm to HS256, which is already set. In the signature verification key, enter your secret key, my secret, and copy the complete encoded JWT generated, which I have already copied. Okay, the last test is the last step, or step 5 is the testing the JWT validation. We have saved and deployed the proxy and executed test call, run a curl command to your proxy's endpoint. Example command is this. Now, I will get back to our visual, Google Cloud Console. And before that, because I just deleted those conditional flows, I will have to save it once more. Save as a new revision. And I think it is a good idea. I have to do this deployment again because it's a fresh deployment, as those conditional flows were deleted. They were hanging just like orphan. Okay, so we'll wait for the deployment to complete before coming back to test. Now it has successfully deployed security lab proxy revision 13 to eval. The next step is to test. So where will we test? We'll again test on the Google Cloud Shell. So I'll activate it and wait for it to be activated before coming back to you. So success in the first attempt itself. All right, HTTP to 200 OK, and you got this full response. Okay, headers, accept, authorization, host, http bin.org, user agent, everything is there. So it's all success. Congratulations on achieving this level of, coming to this step and emerging successful in completing this lab.